everyone, I'm Monique and today I have a new layout for Lottie Loves Paper using their fun weekly sketch and my awesome design team kit from Lottie Loves Paper, Colour Study by Vicki Boutin. So I've got all my supplies together and I've printed my photo off 3 times, twice in colour and once in black and white. And first of all, I'm taking this awesome sheet of patterned paper. It's called Line Drawing and the B side is a gorgeous blue. And then I've taken a sheet of Create, which has a beautiful rainbow on the one side and then those yellow stars on the reverse. So the blue is going to be my background and I want to echo the sketch by having that slit that folds back in the center at the top. So I've just folded the paper in half at the top and then cut down to reveal some pattern paper in the back. I've taken a sheet out of the 6x8 paper pad, a gorgeous rainbow starburst, and I thought that's perfect for peeking through the top there because it looks like rays of color coming through. And now what I've done is I've just measured, because I would love this beautiful vibrant yellow to be the patterned paper that shows on the reverse of the blue when it's folded back. So I've just measured how much I needed. And I've stuck some double-sided tape on the back and now I'm sticking it on either side of the line that I cut, and that will allow the yellow to peek through as you fold over the blue on the front side of the page. I'd pre-chosen blue, yellow and red as my theme colours for this page because those just scream superhero to me. Now I've got some thread and I've just machine stitched down that centre slit and just to give it a little bit of texture, and now I'm ruffling up the edges with my scissors, just distressing them a little bit. I'm really loving distressed edges at the moment, so I'm finding I'm doing that with most things. So here I'm just trimming off the bottom of that 6x8 patterned paper piece. I can use that for something else, and then I've just added some double-sided tape to the edges, and I'm going to pop that onto the back of my page so that when you fold those pieces back you'll see that those lovely colors peeking through. So I have some gold staples which I thought would work beautifully, so I'm adding 2 staples onto either side just to hold that pattern paper down. It is quite thick because I've got 2 sheets of patterned paper together, and I'm having a little bit of a hassle with my stapler there. I ended up needing a new stapler, but I got it sorted in the end. Now I'm just looking at my photos and deciding what I want to do. I took some of that specialty vellum, but then decided no, I want a very, very, very thin white border around the 2 main photos. So I did that, and the black and white photo is really just going to be a bit of a mount around the left side of that main photo and the top. So you don't really see much of the photo at all. Now I've just taken the 3rd photo and I'm cutting out my kids and I want to prop them up so that they look 3-dimensional, like real superheroes jumping out of the page. So I'm just busy thinking how I'm going to do it. Do I want to back it or what do I want to do? And I quite like the idea of using the vellum paper, but I did have a moment of being worried that I would cut it and then not like it, but I decided to give it a try and I did like it in the end, so it was a good decision. So I've just left literally like about 1 millimeter halo all the way around each of those little mini people, and then I'm just popping them up with some foam squares to raise them up on that main photo. So here I'm just sticking down the main photo, and you can see the black and white photo is really just a bit of a shadow around the edge. And just mounting my daughter onto some of that gorgeous vellum, and you'll see in a moment when I place them on top of the photo, I don't place them directly on top of the images. I make them slightly offset, and I feel this just makes it look like they're kind of, like I said before, jumping off the page like superheroes. So that's the effect that I wanted, and I was really happy with how that looked. So here I am pulling it apart. I decided I wanted to put a bit of white tissue paper around the edge of the main photo. So I just did that and trimmed around the edges before sticking it back onto that black and white photo. And I've taken my black fine tip pen and just done a little edge around that just to give it a very, very trim border. here I've got my metal dies, I've got some stars, and I really just want to have lots of stars bursting out of that center piece there. So first off, I want to start making a shaker. So I'm just getting all the elements sorted. So I'm using a medium-sized star and one size smaller, and I'm putting the smaller one inside the larger one and taping them down so they don't move. And when I take that out, I'll have my center star from the smaller one, and then I'll also have a border piece, and that's going to be the outline of my shaker. And now I'm using the second the second star that I used, which is going to be my back of my shaker. And now this is a piece of laminating plastic, so it was just a laminating pocket that I laminated, and I've cut out a star in the same size as the backing, and that's going to be the cover of my shaker. Now I'm going to be using some of the gorgeous vellum paper. I'm also going to be using a lovely gold envelope that I had kicking about, and I'm going to be doing some red stars too. So I'm just doing a whole bunch of those in different sizes. And what's quite lovely is the leftover bits of vellum, once you've cut your star out, have a lovely indentation around the star shape. So I've just cut along that, and it's left me with lots of lovely little outlined stars, and I thought that just gives a nice extra bit of visual interest to the layout. So I've created far more stars than I actually end up using, but rather have a few too many, and I can always use them at a later date. So I've got a teeny tiny star punch as well, so I'm just using any of the little scraps and punching little stars with those. I may as well make use of as much of this gorgeous paper as possible. Now at this point I decide I want some red, so the reverse of the gorgeous colour wheel patterned paper is like a red and cerise pink. So I don't want to cut into that gorgeous colour wheel, so I just cut little pieces off the edges that frame the gorgeous colour wheel, and I made use of those to cut out some red stars. And here I'm cutting into that lovely gold envelope. So to make my shaker, I put a little bit of adhesive onto the outline of the large yellow star that I created, and then I stick my clear piece of plastic on top that I'd already cut in the star shape, and I do the same for a smaller one as well. And then I get some foam squares and I put those on all the points, and you're going to see me in a moment do some fiddly work where I cut those foam squares in half and I line all the edges with those foam squares. And what that does is it allows a little bit of room for the sequins and the bits and pieces that I put in the shaker to move about, but it also stops them falling out. So I've placed those pieces quite close together so none of the little bits fall out of my shaker. So I'm just sprinkling the bits and pieces in. There's a mixture of sequins and stars and a little bramble fox gold star as well, and then I've stuck the backing piece on as well. So you can make a shaker flat where you just put the two pieces together and glue around the edges. However, that will limit the movement of the pieces inside. So here, this is a lovely cut apart sheet from the collection. It's called Perspective, and I've taken one of the yellow tags and one of the pieces that says You and Me. That's from one of the embellishment kits. And I'm just about to prop up my photos with some foam squares. I definitely want them to be a little bit raised from the page, and there I am distressing my little tag just to kind of mirror the flaps at the top that I distressed, and I also added some stitching around there as well. So I want to add little like kind of ribbons at the top of my tag, so I've again used the lovely vellum, and it just ties in nicely with the little bits that I've used for the stars and around as a shadow for my kids' 3D images as well. So I'm just adding a little gold border around that You and Me tag, and you saw me there distressing it with my scissors as well. And I'm just playing around where I like everything and trying to stick things down as I go. I have got a great habit of putting everything in place with a million pieces and not sticking anything down and then having to take it all off to stick it back down again. So now I'm working on my title. I absolutely love these stickers. They are so gorgeous. I can tell I'm going to need another pack because I just want to use them all the time. So I want my title to be Superhero Duo, and I've picked out colours that kind of tone in with the superhero colours that I've chosen for this page. So the last 4 letters of the word super fit quite nicely on the photo, but the bottoms of the letters and the S at the start need to be propped up with some foam squares because that photo's propped up as well. So I've just done that, and then I've used these Bella Boulevard Florence alphabet stickers to finish my title so that it says Superhero Duo, my pair of superheroes.
Take me out to California. I feel the day is coming to an end.
Now it's time to find all the spots for my stars. So I'm just going around, tucking them here and there, layering them over each other, using the different sizes and some of just the frames, some little ones and big ones, just so that it looks like a good scattering of stars. I don't want it to look like they've all been perfectly placed. So some are overlapping, some are tucked in, so that it's a little bit haphazard. I feel that makes it look a little bit more natural, like the stars really did just burst out of the page rather than me placing them meticulously in place. So that's really my method. I want it to look a little bit imperfect so that it's got more of a natural look. Now this chipboard sticker could not be more perfect. It says we are like a really small gang, and I often feel like my twins are like a really small little gang. They've got such a great bond and they have so much fun together. So that's perfect for them, especially as little superheroes. And I've just taken these 3 gold chipboard stickers, and they're awesome. They say don't stress, do your best, forget the rest. So I just love that sentiment, especially for this page about my kids. So I'm just placing them there, and I've just moved the You and Me down slightly so that there's a bit more room for those gold chipboard stickers. And now I'm starting to adhere all the stars down. So the Vellum stars, I put adhesive on the little bits that are tucked away so that you don't see it through the vellum paper. And that works quite well because it means that the edges that are peeking out lift slightly, which is lovely. I've also gone in with a few of the gold chipboard stars. They worked beautifully for this page, and they just added an extra little bit of sparkle. So that shaker star I'm propping up on some foam squares on the side, and then just adding some tacky glue onto the bit that's going to be sitting on the photo because that's already propped up. So just going around with lots of adhesive and sticking everything down.
To southern skies, and all the while I was trying to pretend the promised land was there beyond the great divide. But I'll be coming home soon. Yeah, I'll be coming home soon. So take me out to California, where the sun is always high, where the streets are paved with gold and no one ever gets old. I'll be longing for that day till you come and take me home, California.
Now I'm happy with where all the stars are, but I feel like it just needs a little something extra. So I've come in with my gold gel pen, and I've just doodled a border around, and that, along with some gold splatters around the star clusters, I feel just gives it the perfect finishing touch, and that gold really stands out beautifully on that vibrant blue background. I've really enjoyed using this awesome sketch from Lottie Loves Paper. Please do come along and join the Lottie Loves Paper Facebook group, where there's a fun sketch each week, and it is great fun to take part. This lovely collection, Colour Study by Vicki Boutin, is also available in the Lottie Loves Paper online store now as well. So I'll link everything up below for you too. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope something today has inspired some new ideas and that you get to create something colourful and fun for yourself too. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd be so grateful if you chose to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.